Hello guys, welcome back once again. In this part, we will complete our alert dialog and we will design our input layout. Okay, so for doing this, first we need to create a new layout, and in here we need to design our all these input field. Okay, so as you can see, this is our floating action button. So when user will click this floating action button, then we will show the alert dialog. So create a new layout, and in here we can call it layout. We can call it input layout, and okay. And what we need to do, we need to remove this constant layout and we will add a linear layout. All right, and add orientation vertical. So orientation vertical, and we need to add a linear layout here. And before that, I think we need to add a text view so that we can show a message here. So text view is going to be white mesh parent and height is going to be wrap content. And we need to add here, so add layout margin is going to be 10 dp, and text we can call it add your data. We can call it add your data. All right, and we need to add a background color, and this background color is going to be, we can choose our edit design background color that we have created for our input field, and add padding 10 dp. Okay, and after that we need to add text color and change it to Android color white. Okay, and I think we need to add margin. Before that, add gravity center so that text can appear in center, and add text appearance for changing the font size. So text appearance is going to be text appearance medium. So now we can see, I think it's looking good. So now after that we need to add a linear layout. So we need to add a linear layout, and white is going to be mesh parent and height is going to be wrap content. And for this linear layout, we need to add orientation horizontal, because in here we will add a to relative layout. Okay, so orientation horizontal, and in here we need to add a relative layout, and relative layout white mesh parent, white 0 dp, and we will use layout weight here, and layout height is going to be wrap content. Okay, so and now we need to add layout weight. We use layout weight to divide a row into two parts. Okay, so layout weight 1, and in here I need to add a text view, and text view is going to be white mesh parent and height is going to be wrap content. Okay, and text is going to be, we can call title. All right, and add text appearance medium. And okay, now you can see, I think we need to add margin. So add this margin inside this linear layout. So layout margin is going to be 10 dp, and now I think we are ready to go. Now we need another relative layout, so we can simply minimize it and copy this relative layout, and since we are using horizontal, so it will add in horizontal way. And in here we will remove this text view and we will add a edit text. So edit text is going to be white mesh parent and height is going to be wrap content, and we need to add ID for this edit text, and we can call it edit text, and we can call it title. And we need to change this layout weight to 3 so that it can achieve a larger space compared to this title field. Okay, all right, now all done. I think we can use 3 so that it can add more space. Okay, so our one row data is complete. Now we can simply, what we can do, we can simply copy this linear layout, and paste it one more time so that we can add another input field. Okay, so hope you understand. So in here what we did, we just create a linear layout and added orientation horizontal, and inside this linear layout we have added two field, two relative layout. One is for text and another one is for our input field. Okay, all right, so I think it's okay now. So now we can copy this linear layout and paste it one more time so that we can get one more row. So copy this linear layout and paste it here one more time, and now we just need to change the text and change this title to description, and for this relative layout, and we can call it description. Okay, so I think all done. I think it will be good if we can select layout weight 2, or I think it's okay. So now we can copy this and paste it here, and now this time we need to add 2 button. So remove this text view, or we can add another input field for our budget property. So select it budget and change the ID name to budget. Okay, and we need to add input type number because it will take integer number, and so input type is number. Okay, so I think our layout is ready. Now we need to add a button. So now we need to add a button, and in here what we can do, we need to add a button is going to be white mesh parent and height wrap content, and we need to add layout margin 10 dp, and background is going to be this edit design background, and we need to add text color and going to be Android color white, and select text, and we can call it save. Okay, now we need to define an ID for our button, and before that add text appearance. Text appearance is going to be text appearance medium. Okay, now I think it's looking good. So we have successfully designed our layout. Now it's time to add it with our custom alert dialog. Okay, so all done. Now what we need to do, we need to let's check it if all the part is perfect. Okay, so we have added our field. Now go to this home activity, and in here we need to create a new method, and we will add this method inside our floating action button set on click listener, so that when user will click this floating button, this dialog will appear. Okay, so now create a method public void, and we can call it add data. So now we can call it add data, and now inside this floating button set on click listener, we need to call this add data button, add data method, and in here we need to implement our alert dialog. So we need to use alert dialog.builder, and we can call it my dialog is equal to new alert dialog.builder, and in here we need to use this context. Okay, now we need to add our layout inflator. So layout inflator is equal to layout inflator.form, and this one is going to be about this context, and we need to use our view class. So create an object of view class, you can call it my view is equal to inflator dot inflate. Now we need to add our layout, whose layout we want to show. So r dot layout dot, our layout name was input layout, and second parameter we need to pass as null. Okay, now we need to set our this view with our my dialog, that is our object of our alert dialog.builder class. So my dialog dot set view is going to be our this my view. Okay, all right, now we need to show our dialog. So what we can do, so now if we want to do this, first we need to create a alert dialog and create an object of our alert dialog is going to dialog, and now we need to connect it with our my dialog dot create. Okay, now we can show this dialog. So dialog dot show. Okay, now I think we are ready to go. Now hit this run button. Hopefully we will be able to see this, and it will take few time to complete this Gradle build process, and after that I think we will be able to see this. All right, okay, so now it's almost done, and now we need to log in. And to solve this problem, each and every time we need to log in, we can add a condition, and I think we will add it next part. Now we need to log in, so agent@gmail.com, z@gmail.com, and we need to add our password. And our password was 1 2 3 4 5 6, and okay, and hit this sign in button. And now what we can do, and you can see this processing message. And after this, now we are in our home activity, and we can see our floating action button, and click this button, and now we can see our custom material design alert dialog. So it's looking really good. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this course.